Hey guys, Jeremy Tremp here for the Armory Life. Let's talk about something that nobody wants to experience. It's late, it's at night, maybe you're sleeping, and you hear something. Maybe it's downstairs, but you definitely heard a noise. Now you're groggy, your mind is racing. Did I lock the door? Could this be my kids? Is this a neighbor? Is this someone who needs help? Could it be a pet? There are a million things going through your mind, your thoughts are racing. Now this is a moment where we don't want to be caught off guard. We want to have a plan and we want to have some confidence that we know what to do in this situation so that we don't lose our heads and make mistakes. We have an opportunity right now to affect some outcomes in which we might not have a lot of control over, and that starts in the home. Securing your home is quite possibly one of the most important things that you could do for yourself and your family's safety. According to FBI statistics, there are approximately 1.7 to 3.4 million burglaries each year. Now, in 95% of those resulted in some sort of forced entry in the home, and 7.2 of those resulted in some sort of injury inside the home. Another interesting statistic is that homes with security systems or cameras placed outside were 300% less likely to be burglarized. Now this is great information that we can use to try to not even be a target in the first place, and that is ultimately the whole goal of this. So let's start off by getting in the mindset of somebody who may want to do you harm or break into your home to steal your valuables. Now when they look at your house, do they see an overgrown lawn? Do they see dark pathways? Do they see bushes in front of windows that they could use to hide to gain access to your home? These are all considerations, because if they come by and they might see cameras, they might see motion detector lights, they might see a manicured lawn with path lighting and very lit entryways and no shadows for them to hide in, they might think twice about targeting your home, and that is what we want. Let's talk about our main entryways, our ground level entryways that people could gain access to easily. So let's go with our front door. Our front doors are generally secured by quite small, maybe 1.5 to 2 inch screws at most. And these screws are in the hinges and in your strike plates. And really they're just securing your door to the door frame. The door frame is not that sturdy. With some force, pretty easy kicks, that whole door can fly in. A very easy way that we can secure our front doors is by using 2 or more 2 to 4 inch screws into all the hinges and all the strike plates. And now you can even upgrade your strike plates to like a one-piece design that has much more rigidity. They're going to have a lot harder time kicking those doors in when the door is secured into the studs, not just the door frame. Now that's step one, and that is very, very easy to do. Now your rear doors, you have sliding glass doors, you might have a single swinging door, you might have French doors, there's a number of these. With the single swinging or French doors, follow the same directions as your main door, replacing the screws, maybe the strike plate, and adding some deadbolts. For your sliding glass doors, there are mechanisms that fold down and prevent the door from opening, or you can even just cut a piece of wood to size and put that in the tracks. The locking mechanisms on sliding doors are not very sturdy, so having something that impedes the movement of that door in the first place is very beneficial. Garage doors are another very easy access point. One of the simplest ways to keep people out is using the lockout function on the garage door opener that is placed on the wall by your door inside the garage. This eliminates all signals from being able to open the door until you disengage that lock. The other thing you can do is actually physically engage the deadbolt on your garage door. Now there's an interesting thing that people don't really know about on garages. On the tracks that the garage door slides on, there's a really easy disengaging mechanism. It's generally a pull tab with a little bit of rope. When you pull that, you disengage the garage door from the actual chain and you can just lift it up by hand. Now, if you have windows or little cracks in your garage, which many do, you can fish a wire through or break that window. A criminal can disengage that garage door and just simply lift it right up, bypassing all of your mechanisms unless you deadbolted. I would suggest removing that little piece of rope. You don't really need it. You can still access that. You can pull it down by grabbing the actual mechanism itself. But this way, nobody is going to be able to easily disengage that from the outside. It is much more secure. Now let's talk about windows, especially on your ground floor. Now windows are not very sturdy in their locking mechanisms. They're fairly easily bypassed. I would suggest the little hand screw mechanisms that just go on the edge of the window and they screw into place. These are very, very cheap and they prevent the windows from physically moving. You can put them on all of your windows in a matter of minutes, and again, very cost effective. The other way, people can break windows. That's fairly easy to do and it's not very loud. You can buy little sticky window alarms and they're battery operated, so I suggest changing them every 6 months so you don't forget and they die. But if someone were to hit that window or shatter it, these alarms are going to go off. And that might give you enough heads up time or might be enough of a deterrent to get that criminal to just run. Now let's talk about security systems. Again, 300% less likely to be burglarized if you have a security system or cameras. Now there are so many different flavors of these on the market. There's do-it-yourself kind, there is professionally monitored, you can buy them, you can install them yourself. It's very, very easy and cost-effective these days. I definitely suggest having some basic level of security system with some door sensors, and if you can, put a camera at every major entrance into your home. This gives you huge peace of mind as a homeowner to know that you have the confidence to see what's going on, who's coming and going in your house, even if you're not at home. If you hear something outside, you can just pop up that camera and you can see at every major entrance of your home if something's going on without you having to physically be there, putting yourself potentially in harm. Again, this is a huge deal and is something that everybody should consider. Moving on to some interior lighting things that you could do that can give you an advantage inside the home. Now, one thing you can do, and it's very cost effective, there are plenty of unused electrical sockets around your home. You can easily purchase motion detector lights and put them in those sockets. In the event that someone were to gain access to your home, they would light up their pathway as they move about your home. Now this allows you to identify them quicker and also see where they have been. There's also smart lighting, and let's face it, in the event of a home invasion, IDing that target is very important, whether it be to communicate an ID to the police, or to really identify if this is a friendly person or if this is a threat. The last thing you want to do is engage somebody who could be in need or could be a family member that's just in the dark. So smart lighting can be a very, very good thing to have, because if we do have to have a weapon and we're trying to clear our home, we don't have to continue to take a hand away to find light switches. We can use a digital assistant with 1 or 2 words and light up our entire home. Moving on to weapons and weapon safes. Now it is very, very, very important to keep your weapon safe inside your home so that it cannot be accessed by people other than yourself or trusted loved ones. And we also need these weapons to be accessed quickly. So I would definitely suggest keeping a safe by your bedside, whether it be a stand-up safe to your bedside, whether it be under your bed or attached to the frame. There are many different flavors of these. Use your best judgment on what you can access quickly and effectively and train with it, practice, because in the dark, you might not be able to find that as fast as you think. Also, keeping a flashlight by your bedside so that you could easily identify getting to a light or getting to that safe quickly and efficiently. Also worth noting, night sights on a pistol and a pistol light can be a huge advantage of moving through your home, especially in dark scenarios. Another thing to consider with smart homes and security systems. A lot of houses might have in the basement or outside your power breaker boxes. And if someone wanted to, they could easily just cut power to your entire home. All your smart, beautiful electronics are now worthless. So consider putting your Wi-Fi, your modem, and security system, and any cameras you can on backup batteries. They're very cheap, and it'll give you a couple hours in the event the power goes out, that you could still see what's going on and have some security enabled. And lastly, and maybe the most important, include the family. Let them know what your plan is. Let them know where they fit into that plan, what they can do, how they can help, where they can go. In the event that something like this happens, if you're all on the same page, this can pay dividends. And it'll also help you sleep at night knowing that your family is on the same page as you. If something happens, whether it be a fire, a disaster, a break-in, or any other number of things, you guys have a plan, it's been rehearsed, and you can trust them to execute on that plan so you can have the peace of mind that your family is confident, competent, and can handle a scenario in which you never want to experience. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed these home defense tips.